Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Today, we will talk about how to create projects and how to use them in your customer invoices as a billable project. Again, if you look at the project site, you have different business processes here about like project hierarchy, timesheet, event from HR perspective, also from your finance perspective, also like convert opportunity project to project. Project resource plan line or like many other BPs are also there. Great project scenario, great project hierarchy, many more. It's like big list out here. But the main one is like this great project. Here we just have one step. It's a default definition. And if you look at the initiating security groups here, these are the people who can do this. They can only create this. That's like initiating security groups. Only these people. Now, if you look at the security policy, we have this task called create product. Then we have a great project using template on sales item. Submit Workday project web service is deprecated by 1 day. It's not in use anymore or they are going to take it off soon from Workday. Create project from project Workday. Create project from idea. Like there are many tasks, copy project, copy opportunity project. We need to add someone here. Under copy project, because there can be scenarios where we need to copy the project and add some details here. For that, we can do one thing, we can just go into the business security policy view and add one security group here. Probably like project admin. We can add project admin here. Review project. You all approve. Again, project admin will approve. No need to add here. Project admin, we can add implementer here. Then ad hoc approve, cancel web service and all those things. Looks good. Looks good. We just need to add someone here. For example, we can add project billing specialist. We'll just go here. Business process policy view added. With the same implementers and project billing specialist. Implementers. Project billing specialist. Is and done. Now, if you look at the one more VP here, that was added. The project added project default definition. If you want to add it, just like husband was, we used to do added and all those things. Who can do this? Again, implementers and all those things. Now it looks good. Now let's directly go to the task called Create Project. And before that, we need to create a hierarchy also, because when we will do that, it will ask for hierarchy to be added. That's a mandatory field before you create a project. Let's create a project hierarchy first. Create project hierarchy. We'll give the name. Let me think of a blanket new market. Let's say blanket in your market. Suppose in your market. We'll give it an ID here. It was like a blanket. And blanket an image. Oh. ID for this project would be this one. Yes, you would be creating project hierarchy. No, ID is what you have to create the ID. No, this is just like an ID. Every project would have an ID by which you will recognize it. Name is separate thing. Does the system generate or we have to give the ID? No, we have to put the ID here. That sequence in it. That's a separate thing. When you look at the project, it's like different things. ID is separate thing. Remember, like companies, we used to create like CO102, CO103. But the company ID is different one. I will show you that. Don't worry. Once we come to that next page, you will see. Do you want to include this in the name? We'll see. Let's make it short. Why is this coming? I need to get rid of this IT on my laptops. In the earlier, I'll show this functionality of optional hierarchy also later on. Sub. For now, let's use pieces. Any parent of this hierarchy will say no. Projects will include. We have not created any project for that. We don't have anything. It's done. If you look at this for the character, the ID is this one. But we have to copy this ID. What is the subtype? There were two subtypes. What is it? They are like not system created. They are created by someone else. I can show you how to create those subtypes. But it's like someone who did practice. They just created their own subtypes for project hierarchy. Got. I'll show you that too. It's clear. We have our ID. Now let's go back. You can see different tabs like Assigned Roles, Project Hierarchy Manager, Project Manager. If you want to assign Project Billing Specialist, you can also do that. Work Tag Rule Configuration. What will be the rule to use the work tag in this project hierarchy? Time entry configuration. Related to HCM part also comes in. This is like a mix of HCM and financials. And then your project budget configuration. You have not done anything. First, let's assign the roles. Here we'll say Project Billing Specialist. We'll go to Roles. Assign roles. Let's see Project Billing Specialist. And we'll assign it to Teresa Seller. Then let's see what this is. Project budget configuration. How it will work? You can see different options here. Do not allow creation of project budgets. Do not allow submission of forecast budget. Forecast, budgeting and forecast is a separate thing. Where you budget that for this project. This would be the budget. And this would be the forecast amount. Then plan calculation type. Your plan structure here. This is related to the budgeting and planning section. It touches that module also along with the HCM side. That how you will budget separate things. Include revenue. It's a little complicated. We'll not start with this part, at least. We'll start with the basic part. Then it's like a journal source, from which journal you have loaded the budget amount in the system. How much was the budget, how much you have forecasted for, and all those things. Then you have work type rule configuration. Work type rule for project revenue and project cost. Use all word type for project. If somebody now submit an expense report or expenses, that for this project I worked like 10 hours. And I went to client meet and I incurred some expenses on lunch, dinner, whatever it is. Or flights, whatever it is. And these are my expenses. He's from like India region, APAC region, Americas, Latin, all those things. You can define some work type rules for those expenses here. For time. Also, if they are entering the timesheet for the project, remember, like I'm not showing your companies, but we do have in corporate sectors. Thing called timesheet, where on weekly basis you enter your time. That Monday to Friday, I work 9 hours on these dates. Number 2 date, when you don't work, you just put your holiday or like leave, whatever it is. I hope all of you do that. Revenue rule for supply invoices. Because it's like we are working for someone. Project is like created for a customer or we use some supplier stuff. Like we had to borrow some equipment from supplier. Complete this project. Or we have to hire some people. The revenue companies from which area for supplier invoice. Like little bit on the higher level side. As I know, you want to add more complexity. We can do that in the project section. But I just want to show you this first. Let's understand the project path. And then we'll come to this. For now, just have a view of this. All the screens now. And once we start with the project, we'll use them in customer invoices. You will see overall impact of all these values. Now just have a look at them. No need to go deep into this now. Then time entry configuration, like when people will enter time. Let's take future time entry. Suppose they use this project to build hours. But they are building hours for next week also. You can say restrict future time entry. They would not be able to submit timesheet. Next week or one day. Process. History is just like when we did this. Create this project hierarchy. Now, if you look at the assigned roles, it's a center SSR. Reporting engine would be USD. Now let me show you. You will ask in this subtype. This would be a task call. We have to go to the thing called maintain organization subtypes. For projects, Is it not defined? No need to worry. National worker is charged. It was not. Let's wait. Nation type name. Use recognition subtypes. Name plus finance department. Name plus VRs. Uses financial work tag away for payroll costing allocation. Test validation. Worker dimension. Worker usage of the lab's hierarchy. Where project. Oh, which one is software business? Well enough allows the organization task, like more workers, sign workers, showing our national assignment, job recognition, position assignment. Well, that is fine. Let's go back. On this word tag. Now let's look for the tasks. But more normally, it will be in the this task will need. What was the value we had once? Oh, what happened with this one? It's not coming. How did it come down? No, it will come. This subtype SBI, this little operation by SBI says. And what was the other one? They had it. One was SPSS and one was C1 cat. And CBA says, and the machine types. Let's create our own. Blinking blink it. Blinking. Now if I go back, good for the hierarchy. And surprise magic. This is how it will come. Got. Now let's create a project. Get rid of this. We'll say create project. The first one. Now we'll use our blinket. Project template, project plan template, resource plan template. We have not created yet. A simple project first. And then we'll look at this project plan template and resource plan template also. This would be, let's say, project. Blinket project. Start date. Let's say it will start today. And no, it is just starting our project. We'll not put any end date now. We'll say approved. This project was approved. Who would be, let's say, Sereno. This project is created. To have a better market. Cap. The then project ID. Just like that. One will just say BPC. Include project ID in the name. If we want to make it inactive, click on this one. Billable. If it is a billable project, we'll not see that capital. If you want to capitalize this project, we'll see that part too. Once we billable it will come into the customer voices also. I'll see that part. Company will say it will be using this for BGC only. Customer will use it for Reliance. The ultimate part here is that you can use it for one customer only or one company. Let's see. Now if I want to add Dell also, let's see what happens. Let's say Dell imports. You can use a project for one customer only, not for many customers. Same with your company also. Again, if I want to use Blinkit as an additional, it will not work. Let's have BGC only and let's have Reliance Hotel only here. Project grouping. Like if it is a part of a group of a project, similar project, you can add it under project grouping. Then dependencies. If any dependency is there in this project, will catch. Plug in some Blinkit channel. No end date status is approved. Owner Teresa Sereno. Project ID. Company BGC. Customer Reliance Hotel. Grouping. We are not putting anything. Let me hit submit. At least it won't go away. Again, if you want to add additional work, tag here. You can do by putting the values here. Then project budget. What will be the estimated budget of this project? It's a project. You are trying to capture market. There will be some budget to it. That you would be spending this much, or this would be the entire limit of this budget. We'll say 2000. Then estimated revenue saving out of this. What would be the estimated saving? Let's say we are targeting that even after all expenses from the budget, we would be able to save 2000 here. And realized revenue. Realized revenue is like how much you think you would be able to realize, or you have realized far out of the 70. We will say 1000. Then project detail. How much this project is completed in terms of percent. Like it's like 20%, 10%. Risk level. It's like very high risk project. Priority. It's like a high priority. Importance of this project is very critical. A problem statement is like we never had business in Chennai. That was our problem. For this project, objective to capture 20% market in next 29 months. Something like this. Then in scope, retail customers, small consumers, and out of scope, big malls industries. Negative areas, measure of success, sale versus profit or sale versus revenue. Project overview, local delivery form to help us. Something like this. Again, this is a project manager. Project manager will be adding all those details. It's not your job. From end user, I'm showing what would be happening in a product. Role assignment. The project billing specialist we have already assigned. If you want to assign project manager, project resource manager or something like this. You see Logan McNeil MC, Google McNeil attachment. If you have an attachment which you have signed as part of this contract or this project and can do. Project plan. We have not created project plan template. Now we'll create from blank. What is the plan? How do you execute this? What would be the phases? Every project has phases. The beginning, the middle part, the end part. A SAGAD and some other phases. If you go to project phases, you can create your own project phases. Like you have to use one from here. Can create your own product phase. First, obviously plan and study like how we will enter the market. There are already some online delivery, grocery delivery firms, companies, how we would enter the market. Let's say I'm just adding few values here. Another planning and strategy. What would you do? What task you can get your own project task. It's not asking you to use one. You can get your own project task and let's say build out content communication plan. How you would communicate, from when, which date to which date you will communicate, or you will send communication to the local consumers or people living in Chennai. We'll say from start from 10th and we'll continue to send marketing messages like 24. Now this is 0% compared because we have not even started. It's like a milestone based that if you achieve this, many messages sent to the consumers and all those things, you can use a milestone if it has been closed later on. You add this project and it's done. You come here and it becomes closed here. Utilization is utilization based. Remember if you want to add anything. The second thing, what could be? Second thing could be, I'm just making it up. Create and place. This one, what would be your task? A task would be like having a store. You know you can create a project task here. Opening store, opening ground, something like this and we'll hit. If you go back to project plan and most probably we'll just have this go down like by 24th, start date to 24th and let's target to complete this by 31st, like 7th not possible, but I'm just making it up. Like this. You need to add in different phases again as a functional consultant or end user. It's not your job. Management will give you all those details. The person who will be doing that will be telling you, like, what you have to do and everything. Now let's go to the next page. Once you are done with this, we'll go to the resource plan. Now go up here from blank. We'll go here, add project role. Now we'll talk about resources. Who would be working in this project? Let's say Teras and Saranam would be working, or consultant, HCM consultant, or finance consultant, or integration consultant, marketing consultant. Somebody would be working. You can create a project role or use for my custom values here. Let's say we need some administrative assistant or chief financial officer. First of all, we need a CFO for this project, or be it like anything. What would be the start date and end date? Remember, this happens more in your Big Four firms or consulting firms, where you allocate a resource in a project for a duration of time. Like you would be working in 6 months, you would be working in 9 months, 10 months, 11 months, and all those things. Start date, let's say 10th of this one, and somewhere like let's make it 24 till this date he would be working. What would be the cost per hour or per day? What would be that cost? We'll say like he would be charging $450 per hour. The currency would be US only, but if you want to override it, you can do. Like if it's from different region and on you can put a different currency. Allocation will he be allocated 100% on this project? You say yes. Perfectly, like that person has to be hired. You click on this checkbox here. You already know worker or group of people. You can assign a worker also. Estimated hours, like he would be working on this project somewhere around, like let's say 450, let's say 520 hours. Project booking status. What's the status of booking him on the project? No item for now. Remember if you want to add any. If you have any worker, let's say Richard Ho, let's put Richard Ho here. He would be the worker as CFO. Project role requirement. What would the project role requirement like? Does he need to hold a degree, diploma, certificate, something like this, or certification is required? What kind of certification? Like International Association of Software Architects. These are all work values created, not work delivered. You can customize it as your own requirement. Category of certified. Let's say, let me put anything here, doesn't matter. Like this, you can create your multiple resources here. You click on this add button here. We just give it Chief Financial Officer budget and create multiple things here, multiple roles. That's why we will use a resource plan template and project plan template to save this time. Now, if I hit submit here, this is done. This is done. My project hierarchy is done. Now, if you look at the project here, because we had added our project in the project hierarchy, this project is now reflecting under this. Project configuration and work table configuration are not built yet. This is very high level. No need to go into that section now. Let's learn how to create simple project first. Create a billable project. We saw one thing like how to create a project, but how to create a billable project? Let's see, we will say create project again. We will say link it here. And we will just hit. And we will say link it billable project. Started with, this status is approved. You will see different tabs and you will see capital also. We will say project ID. We will say link it billable. We are marking this billable project here. For me, we see cost. We will say project budget. Same thing, we will say to 4,000. But now you see, Once you hit billable, this revenue and all those things go away. It's not enabled anymore. Project details. We will say it's like 20% complete, risk level is very high. Priority is high, importance is critical. All those things. We know what we need to enter. No need to come back. Role assignment if you want to add project plan and resource plan. We have also seen. No need to go to that part. We will hit submit and it's done. Just go here. This is the ID. Where is the project? Link it billable project. Now let's create our customer invoice. And we will use our same company BGC. Reliance Hotel. And we will get rid of this. Now see this billable project here. Here we will use Blinkit. We will use Blinkit billable project here. Sales item again. We can use biscuit or whatever you want. Let's make it 10. It will become 200 here. Billable project is already tagged here, as you can see. Now remember we had created the phases and tasks because we are billing it. Why we did not add the phases and tasks? I will just show you once again. Let me add a phase and task here. It will appear here also. We will see added. Where is that? Project, create project plan. Let's put a project plan. We will add a phase here. Project phase. Plan to the rise. Project. Let's say build out content. It's like 20% complete. And on. We should have that option here. See planning and standardizing. Task should also come build out content. This is how you use the relation of rating phases and tasks in the project to hear your custom invoices. Also, it has gone to Serrano because this is in an OS, we have to do proxy. Start proxy. Let's approve this. This is approved but unpaid. Now, let's see if any impact is there on our project here. We will go to the project. If we look at the financials here, this is like to show you because revenue would get it out. We will try to add something. We go to contract and billing. The project does not have any contracts. Because we did not create any contract, we may use this. But custom invoice section, yes, we did use it. The project amount is 200. Total invoice amount is 200. Out of 2000, the project amount has been used as 200. Clear on this? How you use billable project and how it impacts. Rishi, clear on this? Now the resource plan template and project plan template is nothing. It just like try it manually, like adding all those things. You create a template for this, and anytime you create a project, it allows you to add information quickly, just like customer contract templates. Let me show you that also. Project plan template. We will say link it. Project plan template. We will add a phase here and a task. This is for demo purpose. The same thing which we did manually, just like to save some time here. Once you have this template, every time you create a project, it will be easy for you, like a one-time activity. But anytime you create projects and you need to add the same thing again and again, it will help you to save some time. Here can add one more. Conduct testing. Then same thing with the source plan template. And we will say link it. Then project role. Let's add a project role here. Associate consultant. Standard cost over rate rise like 250. A 100% has to be did hours like we will spend 1000 hours in here in this project. Now if you use a create project task, save project. Project like is link it. Now remove the project plan template. We will say link it here. The source plan was also there, and the link it. Task the source template again. Now, if you just look at this project plan and the source plan, it's already here, showing that copy from project plan template and the things we added here, and the resource. Associate consultant. Clear on this? Now let's look at the last part, like how to make it capital. If you want to say capital, just say capital. But once you do that, it means a company and project currency. We will just say BGC here, sorry. It is this. Status is approved. It's a capital plus billable also. Company is your BGC. Customer is Advance Hotel. Now, once you do that, and come to this project budget section here, and you say 240. But this is not in, it's still not enabled for me. This is a capital project. What if I just uncheck this billable here? The moment I do this, it's giving me that option. Let's say 240. It would be 500. Project detail. You can add the same thing. How much percentage? It has been completed. Work tax and all those things. If I just submit here, it's done. The project. The capital project is here. Under financials, you can see if it has been capitalized or something like this. I have product assets. Once you have assets, use a capital product. Capital product is like once you have machinery assets. We will see in the asset capital. A capital product is here capitalized project assets. Because the assets that you use in this project to build the assets like land, machinery, all those things would be added here. If you have any project assets like you, come here. Now transition type, like see, well you would use this capital project. In supplying voice, in your expense report, in your labor cost. Because people would be billing you. It's a capital that you are building. People would be working for you as a labor or like they would be supporting as a consultant. Then you would say, I have project assets connections. Somebody used this in a capital. What you would do? You would review those connections. Is it correct or not? Then you will have a project asset. The description project spent category. Project assignment rule here, like how the asset would be assigned in this project. What are the rules for this? There will be different tasks for it. It's like endless thing. The more and more you go deep in this project section. Normally as a financial consultant, I have seen that this work is typically done by like the people. They create this project. Every project manager have clients. They call it customers manager. These are typically project people also, which will take care of all the clients also. When we are entering into a new market, we will assign a project manager that you would look after this 10 customers. These are under your controls and everything you would look after all these transactions. Normally, This project manager will review each and everything here. If you have transactions, capitalized project assets, and all these transaction details. We see this like in asset chapter once we use the supplier invoice. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.